So I did in fact get a little ahead of myself yesterday, and I didn't let the test sit for long enough. So I thought it was negative, but it actually is positive. So I'm pregnant. I'm so excited, but I just didn't think it was gonna happen because I've been tracking my LH levels and they were not getting as high as when I got pregnant with my son. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just not the right time, but I am pregnant. I'm so excited. Now I need to find a new doctor because I had a very negative experience at my last doctor's office. So up until like the last few appointments, everything was going fine. And then at the last couple appointments, everything just went super downhill. I did love the hospital. Me and my boyfriend really liked it, so we want to deliver there again. So I just went through their website and I'm gonna pick a doctor that way, just see who delivers there and if they take my insurance and if they accept new patients. So I was able to get an appointment. I wanted to go see one doctor, but she didn't do deliveries anymore. So I had to go to my second choice, which isn't a big deal. They both had good reviews, but it just wasn't my first choice one. So we'll see how that goes. And the appointment's not for like 3 weeks, which is super annoying. I wanted something sooner, but that was all that they ended up having. I really lucked out. I just got a text message saying that an appointment earlier opened up. So now it's gonna be in 10 days as opposed to like over 3 weeks. So much, much happier about that. So we are officially 6 weeks and 1 day. I was supposed to have my doctor's appointment today, but as I said in a different video, it had to get rescheduled. So I took today off for that appointment, and I just didn't end up canceling my day off at work. So I was off of work today and I have done so much cleaning. My son took like a 2.5 hour nap. It was amazing. It was perfect to be able to clean the whole time. He was sleeping. Now that he's awake, I'm gonna spend some time with him. Today's finally the day of our first doctor's appointment. I am so excited. I'm 8 weeks and I think 2 days pregnant. The baby is the size of a raspberry. So my doctor's appointment got canceled literally again. Is this a sign that I should have found a new doctor? And the only reason why I'm not going to see a midwife instead of the doctor is they said if I see a midwife for the first visit or any of my visits, I can never see the doctor again, which I think is a little dramatic, but okay. I've been feeling pretty good, just really tired, which is expected. And as you can tell by the title of this video, we are getting an ultrasound done this weekend. I asked when I was scheduling my appointment or rescheduling it if I could get the doctor to do an ultrasound or get an ultrasound at the appointment, and they told me no. So it just would give me peace of mind. So that's why we're doing that this weekend, because we obviously haven't had any appointments yet. And since we won't see the baby at our first appointment, I just wanted to get one done this weekend. So I'll bring you guys along. So I ended up filming at the ultrasound appointment, but I actually just don't want to post what I filmed because I'm just not in a great mood about the whole experience. It had nothing to do with the person doing the ultrasound. She was absolutely amazing. She really made me feel a lot better. But I am measuring almost 3 weeks behind, and I know my dates are accurate. I know when my period was, I know when the first day was, I know when the last day was, I know when my LH surge was. I know absolutely everything. So being that far behind is not an inaccurate representation of me tracking anything. So I've just been Googling other things, and I'm kind of going down a spiraling rabbit hole that I don't want to be going down. So I'm just gonna let it go, and I'm going to call the doctor's office on Monday and just let them know what happened with the ultrasound. They didn't know I was going to get one. I was just going for like my own peace of mind, just to make sure I could see the baby and everything was okay. So I don't know if this was better or worse. I don't know. But there's nothing I can do about it. So I am just going to tell the doctor or tell whatever person schedules the appointments just to make a note saying that this is what happened. And if anything needs to be done at that appointment, like maybe they want to have another ultrasound done or anything like that, they can prepare for that now. So we'll see what happens. I literally thought I was recording and I wasn't. So I ended up deciding that I'm gonna go to another new doctor. So I went on ZocDoc and I just found a doctor in my area that will accept me as a new patient and had the first available appointment that worked for my schedule. So I'm going on Tuesday. I was going to see if my doctor could move me up with an earlier appointment, but I just decided that in case I can't get one, I'm gonna have this backup appointment, and it probably will just work out for the best because my new doctor is very weird with the appointment times and I have to see her and all this stuff. So it just gives me peace of mind to go to a new doctor and get checked out. I realize this is probably getting kind of complicated, but the appointment that I talked about in the last clip, with the new random doctor that I found, she ended up not taking my insurance, even though online it said that they did. So the appointment got canceled, and now I'm just waiting for my appointment on Monday. The issue that came up was that yesterday I ended up experiencing some spotting, and I called a few doctors' office and they all said I had to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital and they ended up doing a transvaginal ultrasound, and the baby was still measuring 6 weeks and 1 day. However, there was no heartbeat, and they said I just need to follow up with my doctor in 7 to 10 days for another ultrasound. So the baby is measuring the same size as it did on Saturday at that private ultrasound that I got done. And they said the reason for the spotting, I'll put it on the screen, I don't remember how to pronounce it, but they said that was likely why I was spotting, and it's not a huge deal, but it wasn't that I was having a miscarriage. That was why I was probably spotting. However, the baby doesn't have a heartbeat. They said it's because it's measuring so little, but if it's still measuring the same measurement that it was a few days ago, I am definitely concerned. So I'll just have my appointment on Monday and see if that doctor can get me to have an ultrasound that day or sometime that week so I can finally get answers. Everything that I said in the clip before was based on what the doctor told me. The text on the screen was from the ultrasound report that I found in the hospital portal. I have no idea why the doctor would not just read what the report said. So she said that the baby was just measuring small, but the ultrasound report said that there was suspicion of failed pregnancy. I have no clue why they contradicted each other. The baby measuring small and that's why there's no heartbeat is not the same as suspicion of failed pregnancy. So I'm definitely feeling overwhelmed right now. I'm currently bleeding and I didn't go to the hospital because my doctor's appointment is today and the office is at a hospital. So I guess my thought is that if I need to go to the hospital, it's just right there at the doctor's office, but I don't know. It's a lot going on right now. I'm definitely overwhelmed by the whole process and just with all my feelings, and I still have hope. There's definitely still hope that everything's okay and the baby's okay, even though I am bleeding. And I did want to say that I'm not crying in any of these clips because if I start crying while I'm filming, I just stop filming and I'll start filming when I'm done crying. I'm not gonna be one of those people that films themselves crying and then posts it online for views. I don't want to act like I'm not upset, but like I said, also, I still have hope that everything's okay. I'm still hopeful. No one's told me to not be, even if the report said one thing and the doctor said something else. I don't know if it's good or bad how I feel. I don't know. It's just a lot right now. So I had the doctor's appointment yesterday. As expected, it does seem like it is a failed pregnancy. This morning, my blood work became available and all my numbers have basically decreased. I do have an ultrasound this afternoon just to, I guess, get the final confirmation of everything, but it's it should be expected because of the signs, but I still feel like I was holding on to hope that it wasn't gonna fail the pregnancy. There was one comment that the doctor made yesterday that like really bothered me and my boyfriend. She literally asked if the baby was planned, and it doesn't have anything to do with a planned pregnancy or not, like losing a baby. Like I couldn't believe that she said that. Like I was really kind of bothered by it. I didn't say anything to her at the time. Like I wasn't like, why did you say that? I should have questioned her and asked, but honestly, it was just so much going on and so many emotions. I didn't say anything, but other than saying, yes, the baby was planned. I knew when my LH levels surged, we planned everything, but it doesn't matter. Just because you're not married doesn't mean that your child needs to be an accident. I thought it was really rude of her to say that. So I filmed this outro a couple times and I just wanted to make sure that my points are super clear. First of all, I have all these clips because the intention was to post weekly pregnancy vlogs. And then obviously as the pregnancy progressed, the video did change. So that was my goal, was at the 12-week mark to kind of post the first week of the pregnancy and just kind of document how I've been feeling along the way. The second thing I wanted to say was I hope this video helps someone. Along the process, every single doctor and every single person I met with tried to keep telling me that I'm not alone and everything's okay and that other women are experiencing this. And I hope that by posting this video, I can help someone that maybe feels alone throughout the process. So I hope it can help someone. I know it's kind of weird to post this. Some people might be like, why are you doing this? But that kind of is my goal, is that someone that maybe doesn't have a whole support system or doesn't know someone that went through this process or feels alone, hopefully they can feel a little better by watching this video. And the third thing is I passed everything naturally. So my next steps with my doctor are to have my blood work done on Monday just to make sure that my levels have completely zeroed out. She did let me know that we should wait 3 months before we try conceiving again, and to wait until also I'm done breastfeeding, because potentially the breastfeeding hormones may have impacted my pregnancy. I don't know if that's true. I have no clue. I've never heard that before, but it was something she communicated to me at the appointment. So I'm just kind of sharing that. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I'll probably Google it a little bit more to see if there's any additional information or validating points to that fact, but it is what she told me. And yeah, I guess I'll just end this video here. I hope, like I said, it is helpful to someone, and thank you so much for watching.